Hey, how you doing? Like, share, subscribe. Welcome to the Divine 1111 page. Um, Last time I was on, I was talking about Ishtar. So I went to pull cards and finish. I got a story I'm gonna read. And it's six, and I pulled a card, 6 crowns right here, and it's a song I'm gonna play that made me want to read this story to y'all. Somebody didn't know that messing with your ley lines was landmines. Man, it's going to blow their mind. They thought that could play with you, a divine being. It came for your crowns. They didn't know. So what made me think about it was this. Hold on. Somebody thought they left you out there in the jungle. You was out there with the lion, tigers, and bears, really rumbling. How can they compete with a nigga that come from the field? You know, you gotta use all types of stuff to make it the maneuver, even to feed yourself, even to survive, for real. And then that's where you find the most community. You holy ground. Yeah. I smoking gun, I was dangerous. The way it is, that's the way it was. When you learn to run, it was in the cold, now it's in your blood. I burn from the hell I seen, but the devil can't hold me down. Earn all the hell I'll be. I'm standing on holy ground. So listen, somebody ain't know that your ley lines led to holy ground. Your ley lines is these 6 eggs. So we're going to start off calling in the frequency of Ishtar, and I'm going to read this story. Hi to my hello, how y'all doing today? Listen, it's called. Oh, hi Christina, hi Mason. I'm here to read a story about Ishtar and her ley lines. I don't know if y'all know about Ishtar. She a goddess. And she got some ley lines. So I'm going to read the story. The ley lines did not hum, it thrummed, a low frequency vibration that rattled the marrow of Ishtar's bones. She stood at the mouth of the grotto of veils, her silhouette framed by the shimmering ribs of raw ether that pulsed through the cavern walls. Below her nestled in a bed of obsidian sand, the cool magma were the six. They were not merely eggs, they were titanic events waiting to happen. See, when they came for Ishtar eggs, they just thought it was regular dragon eggs. They didn't know. And you could be in the Ishtar frequency. Jesus love you too. I love you. Yes, I thank God Jesus love us. So I'm glad Jesus walked me through this phase of getting to know Ishtar too. So listen, they were not merely eggs, they were titanic events waiting to happen. Each one was the size of a hearthstone, their shells etched with swirling iridescent geometries that mirrored the constellations above. They were the last primordials, and Ishtar was the only thing standing between them and a world that wanted to harvest their divinity. So, you know how now today we speak on people wanting your crown, and people latching on to you, your spirit holding on to you. So, with this being said, they knew that Ishtar had some gifts. They didn't know that it could cause a great effect. The weight of the line. Ishtar knelt, her hand hovering just inches above the closest egg, a deep bruised violet that seemed to swallow the light. As a weaver of lay, she could feel the unborn creature's heartbeat. Oh my goodness, I feel it. It was synced perfectly to the planet's own rhythm. Now they say we connected to the earth. These vibrations, when we cry, the earth feel it. When you bleed, it go in the earth. It ain't nothing wasted. They feel it. You are greedy little thing, she whispered, her voice rasping from days of silence. You drank the world's blood before you even taste the air. The cost of her protection was etched into her skin. Faint glowing fissures ran up her arms. The lay burned. To channel the sheer volume of energy required to master eggs, heat signatures from the high inquisitors, she had to act as a living lightning rod to protect your ley lines sometimes. To protect your ley lines sometimes. Just like Jesus, he protected us. He sacrificed himself on the cross as a parent. And in this life, if you want to live the life of Christ, you're going to have to make a sacrifice. Jesus will always be king. We know this, but that's not what we're talking about right now. He got us on something else. But I'm glad you reminding us. Thank you. The breach, because even Jesus came from a woman. The breach. The silence of the cave was shattered by the sharp crack of displacement spell. Ishtar didn't turn. She felt the air grow cold, the smell of ozone and expensive silk filling the damp chamber. Three figures emerged from the gloom, men in silvered plate. Their faces obscured by masks of weeping gold. The weaver is tired. The lead inquisitor said, his voice echoing with manufactured calm, "Step aside, Ishtar. You are protecting a catalyst. When these hatch, they won't see a mother, they will see fuel. And so do we." They already planned before Ishtar children was born what they was going to do with them. Ishtar stood slowly, her joints popped, and the glow in her veins fled from a soft amber to a violent searing white. She didn't use a weapon, she simply reached into the wall behind her and pulled. The ley line responded like a poke predator. A whip of pure, unrefined magical essence lashed out, vaporizing the stone floor between her and the intruders. The inquisitors screamed as their impenetrable ward dissolved like parchment in a forge. The lead inquisitor, his armor blackened, lunged with a mage slayer blade. Ishtar caught the blade with her bare hand. The metal shrieked against the raw energy coating her skin. She was willing to die for her eggs. Oh, hi, how you doing? I'm reading a story. I'm reading. No, it ain't in the Bible. It's about a goddess named Ishtar. I was led to Ishtar during my journey. And I was pulled towards her, and so I started, getting into her and stuff. So it ain't is you gotta go on my page. Ishtar was married. When I speak on a divine couple, Ishtar, you ever heard of reincarnation? Hi, Ishtar was. Thank you. Ishtar was married at one point in time, and even in the Bible, if you look, Ishtar, the Queen of Heavens, is in the Bible. Um, One time Jesus was walking, and a Samaritan woman was crying. Jesus was her husband in a past life, and they found each other again. During Jesus' time, she was married, and that became. You ever heard about You ever watch Da Vinci Code and they had a daughter and they spoke on the door of the rose or whatever? So that's what it's about. Ishtar, the frequency of Ishtar is still alive. It never went anywhere. Ishtar was born before Jesus, but Ishtar went through 7 stages of going down before she could rise up and become the queen of heaven. Jesus automatically took on our sins. The weight was took off him when the breath left his body. He went straight down. Ishtar was chained to the world. So her walk down was longer than Jesus, but she went to 7 levels because she had so much she ain't want to let go of. But Jesus, when he died for our sins, he automatically went down there and got the key to the 6 and came up out to take us to the 12. But she did it before him, but it was for a different reason. She was holding on to too much earthly things, and she really was a spiritual being, and she was about to miss her calling, holding on to things that no longer served her. But Jesus had already got it, and he was willing to give it up. So me following Jesus led to Ishtar's story. And then I found them somehow because through my gifts, I be in contact with them. So I'm gonna finish it. The lead inquisitor, his armor blackened, lunged with a mage slayer blade. Ishtar caught the blade with her hand. The metal shrieked against the raw energy coating her skin. They are waking, she spat. Her teeth gritted against the agony. She leaned in close to the man's golden mask, her breath coming in ragged gas. And they were hungry. With the final desperate surge, she didn't push the ley lines away, her children. She invented it. She invited it in. The cavern exploded in a silent white light. When the spots cleared from the air, the inquisitors were gone, not killed, but scattered across the astral planes, their physical form rendered into salt. Ishtar collapsed to her knees, her skin smoking. Behind her, a soft tink tink sounded. The violet egg split, a snout wet and dark as the void poked through. She was broken, her magic burned out to a cinder, but as the first of the 6 hatching let out a high melodic trill, Ishtar smiled. The world would be terrified of what she had unleashed, but for tonight they were safe. Listen, Ishtar had kids, and before they was hatched, before they was born, like any other thing, man get a whiff of it. They found out that it was special. They already started attacking it. That's in real true life. You have gifts. Somebody in my collective, thank you again. Somebody in my collective were willing to throw their life on the line. Just like, since you want to mention Jesus is King, just like Jesus died on the cross for our sins. Ishtar was willing to risk her lives for her children. So maybe you was second guessing something you were supposed to do, but as a parent, you're supposed to put your life on the line. Let no weapon formed against you and yours prosper. And until the next time, thank you for joining me. Good night. Divine Being 1111.